an emotion is a temporary state.
Yeah.
It's a temporary state. Then something else will happen. You might have a deadline to do.
Yeah.
And you suddenly forget about that, and you're on a different emotion.
Yeah.
Then by the time you leave, you could be thinking about doing your shopping. You're on a completely different emotion. So it's almost like we don't really need to think about the intelligence of our emotions because they're not intelligent. They come, they go, they pass in and out depending on what we're doing, and they're constantly changing.
So are you trying to? Oh, sorry,
and the thing about depression as well, it's like sometimes you wake up and you might feel a little bit depressed. There's other days you might wake up and you don't feel depressed at all, and you still carry on. You keep going. And I think that's the main thing we do as humans is we keep going through these emotions. And I think it's a bit dangerous to stop and think about it too much.
Why?
Because when you do, you're taking attention off your goal, off your main focus, which is not emotional. It's doing things. It's getting stuff done. Going to meetings. It's work. And if you're thinking about your emotions, you're taking focus away from that. That's just how I'm seeing it as well. It's a bit too oversympathetic thing.
Yeah, very unrealistic.
Like Nelson right now.
It's like when you have a kid, you want to be a little bit tough on them. You don't want to be too oversympathetic towards them. If they fall over and they have a tiny scratch on their knee and they start crying, you're like, get up, come on, let's keep going.
Move on.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay, I see.
How am I going to become emotionally intelligent?
I see where
that's
you're
a good
coming
example.
from. I see where you're coming from. So, okay, so with regards to you don't feel like because this is something we've been doing since the end of time, going through emotions and stuff, like there's no reason to study it. Is that what you're trying to say?
I think we shouldn't focus on it too much.
What we've been doing over time, since the beginning of time, is going through emotions unconsciously. So we've been doing stuff. There's people that do things and they be like, man, I regret doing that. Oh man, like impulses, like emotional impulses. We all have that. Emotional intelligence is identifying with those things and trying to manage it better.